Hey BC, Big Star 1000, back here with this week not an installment of recent vinyl finds but an installment of revolutions because I don't have quite enough new finds this week to make a video with 10 records, so I'll just show you what I've been playing instead, which is just as much fun in my opinion. I'll get started straight into it, and since I've been reading a book called Facing the Other Way, which is the story of 4AD, the label, I've been diving back into my 4AD collection, playing one of the first titles on the label, Modern English, After the Snow, which contains their biggest hit, Melt With You. This is an original pressing on 480 indeed. This was undoubtedly their finest moment, and then the Melt With You just was huge in America. It was picked up by Sire. Seymour Stein wanted them on his label, so he got them to tour America, and this is a very fine record. Modern English, band from, yes, indeed, England. And then these are random, so they're not in the order I played them, it's just in the order I filed them there. Okay, next, really enjoyed spinning the first Bill Fay record, self-titled Bill Fay. For those not familiar with Bill Fay, is still alive, a singer-songwriter from England, and this, whilst not being my favorite Bill Fay album, I would say it's a strong contender for second favorite. This is an album of sort of baroque singer-songwriter music. I can't compare it to really anything special, but or perhaps to something like a Zombies record. No, not even. That's the wrong comparison. Colin Bunstone, singer of the Zombies. If you've heard his solo record, this is from 1968 or 70, perhaps. I still think Time of the Last Persecution is a better record. Continuing, I've got, in the same sort of a vein as the Bill Fay record, was playing my copy of I See Darkness, absolute sort of gothic old country masterpiece. I highly recommend this record to anyone who likes sort of their folk music, their country folk, dark and brooding and gothic. Bonnie Prince Billy, Will Oldham from Louisville, Kentucky, and this is really the best thing he's put out, without a question. 1999, I See Darkness, an excellent, as I said, dark record. It's one of these records that sort of invites itself, because it's so quiet. You listen to it and without realizing, it's kind of subliminal. It just seeps into your unconscious, and you turn around and think, "Wow, this is a great record." But I'll let you discover it yourself if you're interested. They're a completely different register. Lee Scratch Perry, Rosefish, Collyweed and Cornbread. One of his best records, really. The Upsetters, Lee Scratch Perry. Mythical Jamaican producer, owner of the Black Ark Studios in Kingston, and dub master extraordinaire. What can I say? And this is a fantastic sort of reggae with a dub flavor record from the 70s, I'm guessing. Look it up. That'll make you use your brain a little bit there. All right, another fantastic singer-songwriter, a record from Britain. This Julie Driscoll soul record, also titled 1969. An absolutely amazing jazz folk record, I guess you'd call it. Well, it's a singer-songwriter record, but it's really deeply jazz infused in the way only she could do it. She was part of the Trinity, Brian Auger, and Julie Driscoll and Trinity, and then she became Julie Tippett after marrying Keith Tippett, and everything she does is really, I think, is gorgeous. This is a German original press, Polydor, highly recommended record. If you like soulful vocals, it's a mind blower. I was talking about 4AD just before, and as I'm revisiting 4AD, I'm reacquainting myself with some early key records, and one such example is this wonderful Burning Blue Soul by Matt Johnson. Matt Johnson is the man behind the band The, which I love as well, but this is very early effort from him, solo record, really worth seeking out. It's great singer-songwriter record, and one of the first things released by 4AD. Amazing singer-songwriter LP, which more people should know about. Continuing with this jarring electronic masterpiece, kind of kraut rock-esque, Nomos by Craig Leon. Astonishing, sort of New York, early 80s New York abrasive record. Not abrasive, it's the wrong word. It's kind of, it's pulsating, and it has a bit of, it's got a kraut tinge to it. This guy was the producer of Suicide, the band Suicide, Craig Leon. This is a reissue on Superior Viaduct, fantastic reissue. And this was put in my hands by Anthony Camplone back, a couple of years ago on one of our digs. So, Campo, if you're watching, shout out to you, my friend. Great record. A French record from the rock in a position movement, Étron Fou le Loup Blanc, with their third, I think, album, Les Trois Fous perdent des gagnes au pays des, kind of surreal mix between, kind of the halfway point between Frank Zappa and the Canterbury scene, rock in a position. If you know bands like Ardzoid or Ard Bears, this is definitely up your alley. It's a fantastic LP from 1977, recorded in the Studio Tangara in Toulouse, which was owned by the guys from Potemkin, great French band. Here is a gorgeous piece of modern classical meets post-rock. This is Rachel's band from, I'm tempted to say Seattle or somewhere around there, or Portland, or I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm talking out of my ass big time. It's probably wrong. Anyway, they're an American band, and this record is absolutely to die for. Music for Egon Sheila. Rachel's consists of three members. Rachel Grimes on piano, Christian Fredrickson on viola, and Wendy Doyle on cello. You get the idea. It's a trio, and they play some really gorgeous, sublime, modern classical music. It's cinematic. It is just, it's linked to post rock in its approach, but it's more modern classical than anything. It's on the Quarter Stick Records, Chicago, and it came out in 1996. And Egon Sheila is an Austrian key artist, the same era as Klimt. Fantastic South American electric jazz in the vein of Herbie Hancock's Mwandishi Band or Bitches Brew, the George Lopez Ruiz 5, De Prepo, reissue on whatmusic.com. An amazing electric jazz record, very highly recommended. I think you dig. And since I was talking about post-rock a second ago, I was chatting online with Anthony Kemploin, talking about the Talk reissues, and we're saying how crap some of those recent reissues sounded. And I said, well, I want to clean my Mark Hollis solo record. So Mark Hollis is the leader of Talk. He released this after Talk, 1998, and it was repressed in 2011 by Bada Bing. Actually, after a clean, this sounds fine to me. Just sounds okay. This is a gorgeous album as well. Have I said this too many times tonight? Perhaps. But what I want to say to you, this is a shit album. No, I'm not. So just live with it. I love rediscovering albums that I haven't played for a while. I think everybody loves when that happens. And I did a clean of quite a few records last week with the Spin Clean. Fantastic machine. If you don't have one, highly recommend it again. And I played this German psychedelic jazz record, etc. Band led by Wolfgang Downer. Look at this gatefold, it's just magnificent. Etc. Yes, as I said, again, even better, the inside. Wolfgang Downer, what's on his Fred Braceful. What a drummer. This is a fantastic record. It actually blew me away when I replayed it. I cleaned it and I was just playing it, and I thought to myself, well, this is not krautrock rock. Okay, it's often mistaken for krautrock rock. It's got nothing to do with krautrock rock. If anything, as I was saying, the Champ Sound, it's more like sort of Herbie meets Can, in sort of a real psychedelic jazz kind of mood. But it's a fantastic record, and if you've got it, play it again, and you'll get what I mean. Here is an Australian record which is not really mind-blowing by any stretch of the imagination, but I keep it in my collection because I like horn rock. When I'm talking about horn rock, I'm talking about things like Blood, Sweat and Tears or Chicago. Early Blood, Sweat and Tears and early Chicago really do it for me. I don't mind big band jazz as well. I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to this kind of thing. And this is a band called Max Merritt and Meteors. Max Merritt is originally from New Zealand, but made his name in Australia, really. And this is their first record, I think, or their second record, perhaps, which I really dig. I mean, it's something that you see on occasions in Australia. It's really soulful. It's kind of like it's got a kind of a Van Morrison groove, crossed with sort of Chicago or Blood, Sweat and Tears approach. I dig this record. It's nice. From 1974, I think. Occasionally see this in the wild, and I often think, I should send it to people. Some people would dig it, but I'm not sure if you would. I mean, listen to it online. It's not a bad thing. I was talking about Zappa in relation to Être en fou le loup blanc just before, and I was having a conversation with Campo and the Melbourne VC people online, and I was saying I bought this record in 2004 or 5, at a time where it was very, very difficult to find this record. We were only in it for the money. First UK pressing of the record, and I paid a lot of money at the time, and I thought I'd been swindled really, because the record, the sleeve in pretty shit condition. Look at the spine; it's terrible, and the record's battered. But the spin clean just absolutely revived this thing. I played it. I was so just made my day. Fantastic record, absolutely fantastic. Some American psychedelia, Mad River, great sort of heavy psych band. I don't know what to say about these guys. Apart from the fact that it's a great record if you're into if you're into Sabbath and things like Sir Lord Baltimore or Blood Rock or things like that. It's a sort of softer version. It's more US psychedelia, sort of Wizard from Kansas kind of vibe, but hard psych. Really dig this record. It's great. Let's play this. This is a tribute to Jonas Sublime Media, who made a video recently, and he was showing this record, Don Ellis, Soaring on MPS. Really like this record. I was talking again big band jazz before, and this is a big band record with a sort of a psychedelic tinge to it. I would recommend this. This is a funky record. Really dynamic, funky, very vibrant record. 1973 on BSF and NPS, and it's got a cast of thousands. I mean, you look at the list of members who play on this. It's just a lot of people, and it's I dig it. It's a great record. Continuing on the 4AD vibe, this is probably almost the highlight of the 4AD catalogue. Treasure by the Colette Twins. I mean, they're the most iconic band that ever was on the label, and these are songs that just are so enduring. Ivo, named after the label head, Ivo Watts Russell. Lorelei, I mean, which we had at our wedding. My wife and I, we had that song playing at our wedding, Lorelei. And just this album is just a big heap of gorgeousness. Liz Fraser, I mean, she may be making up words, but they just sound real to me. This is something that I was playing tonight, this evening. Just a little revisit of Radiohead's In Rainbow. I don't know if I need to talk about Radiohead very much. Just a great record. One of my favorites by Radiohead. I don't know. Maybe close, maybe equal third. What would it be by Radiohead top 3? Kid A, OK Computer. This, The Bends, equal third, maybe something like that. It is a Brazilian funky record, Azimuth, which is something I've had on CD for quite a few years, but this is a repress from Far Out Records in England, and I got this a few months back when it came out, basically. probably just around the time where I went on my trip to Europe, just before that. This is a great record. It's a funky record from Brazil. It's like a Brazilian version of Cortex, the French band. That's what it sounds like to me, and I just really dig the. It's got a really funky psychedelic vibe to it. It's from 1975. Was originally released on Some Livre, which got the same kind of. They've just copied the label. A couple of days ago, I made a video about Impulse, and I played this quite a few times. Just, I mean, I'm in love with Black Saint and Sinner Lady. It's a milestone in music. Full stop. If you don't have this record, if there's one essential record in the pile of records that I've just shown you here, that's the one here, I think. It's just a corker, absolute corker of a record. And the originals are not easy to come by these days, but this is Superior Viaduct. You can get this for $20 and you'll be very, very happy. And you know, I don't care if you don't believe in reissues. In reissues, I've got to be there to serve some kind of a purpose. It's because the records are hard to find, and when I hear the music, you have to do what you gotta do. And last but not least, show this in my most recent vinyl finds, the great Piero Umiliani's Today's Sound, a really fantastic library record, really groovy and funky and fluty and moogy and just Italian excellence all the way through, amazing on Schema Records. So these are the records that I spun in the last week or so. There could have been other ones, but you know, just what I've got to show you here. I hope you dig. If you don't, doesn't matter. If you do, it's great. Talk to me. If you have something negative to say it. You know, don't be a lurker. It's just there's no point. You know, if what I said was just nonsense, just tell me. I can take it. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you, YouTube. Have fun.